Good morning. One of the halachos as it pertains to making hamotzi on Friday night and throughout Shabbos really is a concept of Lechem Mishneh, of having a double portion of bread, making hamotzi on two loaves of bread. The Gemara in Brachos on Daf Lamed Tes Amud Beis 39b, as well as in Shabbos on Daf Kuf Yud Zayin Amud Beis 117b, record that one is obligated to use two loaves of bread based on a pasuk in Parshas Bishalach, Shemos Perek Tes Zayin Pasuk Beis. Vayehi Bayom Hashishi, it was on the sixth day, on Friday, Loktu Lechem Mishneh. They gathered in the midbar, they gathered a double portion of the mun. That we know while the Jews were traveling through the desert after leaving Mitzrayim, they miraculously received the food of the mun. And on Friday, they would receive a double portion so as not to have to go out and gather on Shabbos. Because the pasuk says Lechem Mishneh, a double portion of bread, double portion of man that they received on Friday, to commemorate that, we have Lechem Mishneh on Shabbos. Based off of this idea, the Taz and the Aruch HaShulchan and other poskim assume that the halacha of Lechem Mishneh is actually a halacha mideoraisa, is a biblical commandment, not only to make hamotzi and have a seudah, have a meal, but even to have a double loaves of bread. However, the Magen Avraham holds that no, it is not a formal din mideoraisa, is not a formal biblical obligation, but it is only a rabbinic obligation using this pasuk as a general support for the halacha. This is significant for one reason, because of the fact that if one only has funds to be able to either purchase wine for Kiddush or a second loaf of bread, then what would come first? If we assume that the Lechem Mishneh is a halacha mideoraisa, then that is going to override having wine for Kiddush. Of course, one still has to make Kiddush, but as we've spoken about, one can technically fulfill their obligation of Kiddush on a loaf of bread, and therefore, if it's a halacha mideoraisa, the fact that you make it over wine is only midirabanan. So if the Lechem Mishneh is mideoraisa, then that should take precedence. However, if you hold that Lechem Mishneh is also only midirabanan, then it is not as clear cut, and perhaps the wine would take precedence in that way. Another significant point coming out of the source of this pasuk being used as the source of the halacha of Lechem Mishneh is one of the reasons why we cover the challah. We spoke more at length previously the different possible reasons why one covers the challah, but one of them is because if we're trying to mimic the way in which the mun fell on Erev Shabbos, so the way it came down from heaven, it came on the ground, and it was covered by the ground on the bottom, and it was covered by dew on top, and that's why we have two loaves of bread and we cover it on top as well. So both the fact that we have Lechem Mishneh as well as the way we cover it are both coming out of this pasuk from Parshas Bishalach. Have a wonderful day.